Hey, what's up everyone, Epiphany here, and I hope you're all having a beautiful day. And for today's video, I wanted to go over the best way to hold Mirage B sight, and this is going to be a pretty in-depth video, but I hope you all enjoy it and I hope it helps you out. Alright everybody, we're going to start off by doing like a common setup essentially. So you're going to have one guy just hanging out in mid, watching mid. We're going to pretend this Eugene bot is a CT as well. And then of course you're going to have one guy watching cat. And then you are going to be either somewhere on site. There's multiple little places that you can like hang out here, you know, behind car even, or even by van, even somewhere in apps. And then of course you're also going to have teammates somewhere on A as well. Who knows where, but wherever you're going to have them. But this is going to be the most common setup, and this is where we're going to be basing everything off of. Alright everybody, we're going to start off with my favorite position first when holding B site on Mirage, and I'll explain exactly why this is going to be my favorite spot. Honestly, my favorite spot is right behind this front pillar here. The reason being is because most of the time people hop out of the window here. If they don't hop out of the window, then they're hopping out of van. But from this little corner, this little spot, you're only really going to have about two angles that people are going to come from. So as an example, you could easily peek out right here and help your teammate while your teammate's like up on cat, you know, trying to fight the guys on site. So you're gonna have that guy there. He's facing the wrong way, but that's okay. And you're gonna easily be able to, you know, help him fight these guys. And the only other angle that you really have to pay attention to, I would say honestly look here first, because a lot of people just run straight to bench. You could easily just peek this corner and use these boxes as an advantage, even though people could shoot through them. But you could still use these boxes as an advantage, get a little bit closer, you know, line up the angle, hold the angle with a crosshair so that way you're not peeking out too far from there either, and, you know, pick off the guy going to bench. So that helps out a lot as well. And then from there, you could also smoke this off. You know, you hear them coming and you have a smoke, you could easily smoke this off, and then this gives you so much more room to play with, especially if your teammate's still up on cat. This gives you a ton of time to play with because it blocks off one of the main angles that you can get seen from. And then from there, you have two pillars and this smoke to play around. So that's something that's huge as well. Now, as I was saying, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of that spot. So you are going to be hanging out kind of behind this pillar here. Now, the main ways that the T's are going to come, so you got the two windows here. They're going to come out from here and then just jump out here, or they're going to go straight out to van, and then some people go straight to bench. From there, as you're behind this pillar, the only people that are going to see you is if someone pushes all the way around to bench to like right here in this area here. But no one's going to do that. Very rarely someone's going to do that unless they have like Tech 9s. And then from that point on, if you guys have like all M4s, the other team has all AKs, there's only going to be two angles that people could probably spot you from, and that's if they kill your guy on cat. So if they kill this guy on cat there, if this guy's dead, he's completely dead, you're still hanging out here, then one guy's probably going to rush you from this side, and that's going to be the main guy that you got to kill. So you got to kill that guy there, and then look to bench and hopefully kill the guy on bench. I can't even make an X. But that's going to be your main outcome. That's going to happen 99% of the time. So by throwing a smoke right here in this little area to block off this gap, you then have these two pillars to play with, and then no one can see you from right here. No one can see you from right there, so they would literally have to push this way or push this way, and you'd be able to hear the footsteps and everything like that. So that is something that is huge with this spot, and that's why I like this spot so much. As for other spots on B site Mirage, there is one that I really don't suggest, and that's what you see me behind right now, bench. The reason why I don't suggest this is because even though you are going to barely be seen or anything like that, you could easily see their full bodies, easily spray a few people down, things like that, either hit them in the head. Also, you have really easy tosses for nades to help out. That was, we don't talk about that. You have easy tosses for nades to help out and everything like that. And on top of that though, if they are running out and someone has good aim, they're going to hit you in the head, and that's your only thing being seen. On top of that, if they don't come out this main door here, if for some reason they smoke off here and then they jump out window and then kill your guy on cat, well, from there, they're going to jump out the window, rush you down here, and then rush you from the middle of the site or rush you from the other side of the pillars. And then you're trapped. You are completely trapped. There is not a lot of survivability in this spot, and that's why I don't suggest playing bench. Another position that I really don't like and that has about the same survivability as bench, I mean, you even get a little bit more with being on bench, but it's going to be Van. Van is actually awful because even if you throw nades, you know, you could stop the push very easy. You have, once again, you have an easy way to throw nades, things like that. But on bench, if they jump out that window, if one gets by, you know, you kill one, you're kind of close here, you might kill one, you know, maybe another guy or something like that. And then, but if one guy jumps out bench and then the other guy rushes you from here, you're automatically pinched and you're automatically trapped, and technically you trapped yourself because you put yourself in that position. So that's another reason why I don't suggest bench unless like maybe you're opping or something like that, or not bench, Van, but maybe like you're opping or something along those lines, and you just want to get a quick peek, you know, maybe get some quick info. That's the only time I'd ever suggest being on Van. There are a few other little cheeky spots that you can play that will definitely help you out and maybe at least get you 1 to 2 kills. Like really, these are going to be spots that you have to get a kill to even help your team out. So you can easily, of course, smoke down, you know, halls here, and then you can come up here. And a lot of people will either play this spot. This spot can be good and pretty viable. The reason why I say that is because you could easily pop flash, even after like pop flashes or anything like that. You could easily, you know, kind of scoot back a little bit and get a better angle. From here, you'll still see them first and they won't see you first. So if you have good aim, you think you could out aim your opponent, then of course you could definitely try this spot out. Use your nades and stuff to your advantage. And then from there, even with this smoke, if you wanted to creep up, you know, maybe throw a couple flashes, throw a Molotov, push them back so they don't hear you come up here. You could even hang out on this, but a lot of people are starting to check these corners more often than not. So you really got to be careful in those spots, and those are really the spots, like I said, that you have to get a kill to even help your team out. Another spot that is pretty decent is actually the one I'm in, and the reason why I say that is if your teammate is peeking from cat, you guys can get a really good crossfire going and at least pick up 2 to 3 kills. A lot of people don't even check this spot because right when you run by, if you have a person here, we'll go ahead and place someone real fast. Corner. A lot of people will just run out of Van and they'll be looking this way. They will be looking towards the guy on cat, so that's why it sets up really good crossfire. And even if they don't look there, they're going to be looking on sight, things like that. Not a lot of people are going to check here. They're going to go and check bench. They're not going to check the close corner. So that really helps out. And then from here, say you get, you know, maybe 1 or 2 kills here, you could easily retreat over to bench or like fall over to bench if you can, you know, maybe throw a flash or something real fast, something just to get something going so that way you can move out of that position, especially if your teammate on cat is still alive. So that's a huge thing. You can very easily play market. I honestly don't suggest market. The only reason why is because if, say like as an example, some T's decide to smoke this, or even they decide to, you know, throw a smoke right here in front of window or something to easily block off window, unless you have an op, this is really not a viable spot. I mean, yeah, you can jump out and like play the smokes and stuff like that, but that's if they even throw those smokes. Other than that, this is really not a viable spot because you're already off site. You are not taking the advantage really that you do have as far as like spots and stuff like that and places to peek. You really only got here maybe to help your guy out cat here, but if that's only if they push rather than like if your teammate takes the fight to them. And then you have this spot here to try and like check bench and things like that. But it's really not viable. You're off site, you're not doing a lot to help your teammate if he's on cat, and it just really doesn't help out a whole lot. You're pretty much giving up the whole site and then saying good luck to your teammate. So that's why I really don't suggest playing market. And now, as for the final spot with holding Mirage, and like the best way to do so is cat. And that's, you know, what our good buddy Elliot here has been holding the entire time. But say Elliot decides he wants to switch it up, and now you're on cat. So the best way to hold cat, use your nades. Use your nades, for sure use your nades. The reason why is because you're going to hear them. You're going to hear all the T's running through apps, running through palace, things like that, or not palace, underpass, things like that. And you really have to use your nades, not only to stop them and slow them down and help get the advantage and help your team rotate, but on top of that, you got to use your nades to protect yourself. So if Elliot here threw his smoke first, and he doesn't have a smoke, and you hear them pushing out, what you can do, it might seem very, very dumb and not viable or anything like that, you can easily smoke this off. The reason why I say that is because it's going to give you a little bit more leeway. You can play around the smoke, you can use the smoke to your advantage, and then you could use your flashes and stuff like that if you haven't used them out of it. And on top of that, it just gives you a whole lot more to play with, a lot, you know, you just feel a lot more comfortable holding cat like that, especially with a smoke there to help. I mean, smokes aren't walls, random walls, okay? People could run through them, people could, you know, shoot through them. You just got to be really careful, but smokes do help out a lot in that situation. From there, you can either play up close. I like to play this side of the pillar because then you could help your teammate if they run to van, if they run to here, and you can play like from here and you can't get shot from window. Because a lot of people will come, they'll pre-fire this window, and or they'll pre-fire like right here through the wood, but a lot of them will easily just, you know, when they're walking out, they're going to be looking here, not necessarily here. And that's one thing that I definitely realized. You could also play close here if you wanted to, you know, maybe catch some guys falling off there. You could easily, you know, throw a smoke like that or something, and then kind of just act like you're playing that smoke off, but you're not. You're just going to be kind of hanging out right here. Another thing you can do from cat is you can hold close, you know, maybe get a pick there and you want to try and push up or something like that. But cat, it can be very hard. You got to know when to fall back, when to take the peek, and when to take the fights, and also know what your teammate is doing. So you do have to definitely have more of a like a round awareness. This is really my guide to holding B site. If you guys have any other sites you want to see, any other maps you want to see or anything like that, let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know if you enjoyed today's video. My name is Epiphany, and I'll catch you all next time.